In the vast expanse of global politics and defense strategies, the existence of U.S. biolabs has surfaced as a topic of intense debate and speculation. These state-of-the-art facilities, shrouded in intrigue, have left many wondering, what is their purpose? And why are they located in places as diverse as Ukraine and Africa? To understand the threads that weave this complex tapestry, we need to step back in time to the mid-20th century, when the U.S. biolabs were just beginning to take shape. The heart of this initiative was Fort Detrick, Maryland, a site that would become synonymous with America's intricate biological defense program. It was here that the U.S. government began its journey into the intricate world of bioagents and infectious disease containment. As the strategy evolved, the program expanded to include a network of biolabs across the globe. Notably, two regions that witnessed the establishment of these labs were Africa and Ukraine. But why these specific locations? Well, each choice was influenced by a unique blend of strategic, political, and scientific factors. In Africa, a continent rich in biodiversity, the biolabs were seen as a crucial tool in monitoring, preventing, and containing naturally occurring infectious diseases. Meanwhile, the establishment of biolabs in Ukraine, a country with a complicated geopolitical position, was influenced by different factors, which we will explore in the upcoming scenes. However, the existence of these biolabs has not been without controversy. In fact, the U.S. government has been accused of maintaining secrecy about their presence, particularly in Ukraine, leading to a flurry of theories and conjecture. Now that we know what biolabs are and where they are located, let's delve deeper into the differences between the biolabs in Africa and Ukraine. The African continent, with its rich biodiversity and unique challenges, has been a focal point for U.S. biolab operations. The establishment of U.S. biolabs in Africa wasn't a random decision. The continent's rich biodiversity offers an unparalleled opportunity for studying a wide range of infectious diseases, from Ebola to Zika, diseases that not only affect Africa, but have global implications. The primary purpose of these labs is twofold: research and biosecurity. On the research front, scientists in these labs are on a constant quest to understand the complex nature of infectious diseases that thrive in Africa's diverse ecosystems. This understanding is vital for the development of effective vaccines and treatments, a mission that has global significance. But it's not just about disease control and prevention. Biosecurity is another crucial aspect of these labs. By studying these pathogens in detail, scientists are better equipped to predict and prevent potential biothreats. This knowledge empowers us to take proactive steps, strengthening our defenses against potential biological warfare. However, the role of these biolabs extends beyond the walls of the lab. They are part of a larger effort to enhance the capacity of African countries to manage biothreats. By providing training and resources, these labs help to bolster local healthcare systems, enhancing their ability to respond to outbreaks and other health emergencies. But there's more to the story. While these biolabs serve a noble cause, they also raise important questions. Questions about transparency, accountability, and the potential for misuse. These concerns aren't unique to Africa. They echo across the globe, from the heart of the African savanna to the bustling streets of Kiev. While the African biolabs serve a clear purpose, the story of biolabs in Ukraine unfolds a different narrative. The presence of U.S. biolabs in Ukraine has been shrouded in secrecy, stirring up a whirlwind of theories and conjectures. This enigma, unlike the relatively transparent operations in Africa, has raised more than a few eyebrows, leading to speculation that ranges from the plausible to the downright fantastical. The inception of these biolabs in Ukraine is tied to the United States Biological Defense Program. Established in response to the National Defense Authorization Act of 2016, the program was designed to counter and reduce the risk of biological threats. It was a collective effort involving the government, private enterprises, and other stakeholders, evolving from a small defensive effort to a multi-agency initiative that even focused on naturally occurring infectious disease outbreaks. However, the purpose of these biolabs in Ukraine has been a subject of intense debate. Some argue that they are purely defensive, aimed at developing countermeasures to protect against modern biological warfare threats. Others, however, believe they serve a more ominous purpose, exceeding the limitations set by the Biological Weapons Convention. The U.S. government's stance on the issue has done little to quell these speculations. Despite accusations and inquiries, there has been a persistent denial of any biolab presence in Ukraine. This stance has only added fuel to the fire of conspiracy theories, with critics arguing that such secrecy only serves to confirm their suspicions. The biolabs in Ukraine, unlike their African counterparts, seem to be a puzzle waiting to be solved. As we continue to delve into this mystery, we must remember to keep our minds open, yet critical, ready to separate fact from fiction in our quest for the truth. With the stage set, we can now delve into the contrasts and comparisons between the biolabs in Africa and Ukraine. These biolabs, though under the umbrella of the United States Biological Defense Program, serve different purposes and have been received differently by their host nations and the global community. The biolabs in Africa, for instance, are primarily aimed at countering biological threats and containing infectious disease outbreaks. They were born in response to the National Defense Authorization Act of 2016, which mandated the creation of a national biodefense strategy. This strategy was officially released in 2018 by President Trump, outlining the directives and rules for coordinating biodefense activities across the federal government. The African biolabs have evolved from small defensive efforts to multi-agency initiatives, focusing on developing defensive measures against bioagents and monitoring, preventing, and containing naturally occurring infectious diseases. Contrastingly, the biolabs in Ukraine have been mired in controversy and alleged secrecy. Despite the official stance that these labs are also part of the defense strategy against biological threats, many conspiracy theorists question the true purpose of these Ukrainian biolabs. They point to the lack of transparency and the government's initial denial of their existence as reasons for their suspicion. When comparing the two, it's crucial to remember that both biolabs are part of the same overarching strategy: to protect against modern biological warfare threats. However, the difference lies in their geographical location, the nature of the biological threats they are designed to counter, and the political climate surrounding their establishment and operation. The biolabs in Africa are focused on naturally occurring diseases, given the continent's history with epidemic outbreaks. On the other hand, the Ukrainian biolabs, located closer to potential adversaries, are speculated to be more focused on defensive measures against manufactured bioagents. Another point of divergence is the reception of these biolabs. In Africa, they are generally welcomed as part of global health initiatives. In Ukraine, however, they have become a source of contention, fueled by the government's initial denial of their existence and ongoing debates over their true purpose. As we've discovered, the biolabs in Africa and Ukraine each tell a unique story, intertwined with global politics and defense strategies. In this complex web of science, politics, and speculation, the power of personal research and informed opinions cannot be overstated. We live in an age of information overload, where facts can easily be obscured by misinformation or skewed narratives. Now, more than ever, it's essential to be a proactive learner, a discerning observer, and a critical thinker. Consider the case of the U.S. biolabs. There's an ocean of information out there about these labs, their history, their purposes, and their locations. However, not all of this information is accurate or unbiased. That's why it's crucial to dig deep, to question, to cross-reference, and to consider multiple perspectives. And it's not just about the U.S. biolabs. This applies to every complex issue you encounter. Whether it's the geopolitical tensions in Ukraine, the biotech advancements in Africa, or the intricate world of international sanctions, informed inquiry is your most reliable tool. Remember, every story has multiple sides. Every fact has a context. Every statistic tells only a part of the story. And every source has its own perspective. So when you're navigating the vast landscape of information, remember to take nothing at face value. Ask yourself, who benefits from this information? What's the larger context? Where does this information come from? And what might it be leaving out? These questions will not only help you understand the issue at hand, but also reveal the underlying dynamics that shape our world. And let's not forget about open-mindedness. It's easy to cling to our preconceived notions and reject information that challenges them. But true learning happens when we're willing to question our own beliefs and consider the possibility that we might be wrong. So as we continue to navigate this ever-evolving world, remember to question, research, and form your own opinions. After all, knowledge is power.